25. Ooh, buffer. I'm glad we touched on this earlier. I hope you remember what I said. But let's see. This question says, which pair of compounds will form a buffer in aqueous solution? Okay, so with that being said, okay, we have these choices: HCN and NaCN, HCN and HCl, HCl and NaOH, and D, NaCN and NaOH. Okay, so as you remember, okay, buffers are made from conjugate acids and conjugate base pairs. Okay, so now if we assume that and we go through this question, we want to make sure we grab a conjugate acid, conjugate base. So with that, we have HCN. Okay, and remember, NaCN, the sodium dissociates, moves around freely, so we just have Cn minus left. HCN, Cn minus. That's his conjugate base pair, conjugate pair as it gets. So this one actually works. So now let's look at the rest of them, okay? HCN and HCl. This one literally has HCN and HCl. That is actually two acids. This would even work as a buffer solution because it doesn't even have an acid and a base. HCl and NaOH, this dissociates, so OH minus. So this one, although it has HCl, it's a strong acid actually, but we're not going to touch on that yet. HCl and OH don't even match. You should have, if anything, Cl minus over there. So this is not even a acid base pair either. And now NaCN and NaOH. Okay, so we have Cn minus and OH minus. These actually are both bases, so right away actually we can already get an answer. But we can't just assume yet, because there's a possibility that none of them are the correct answer, although I highly doubt that's the case. The thing that we mentioned about buffers is that you need it to be weak acid, weak base pairs. Well, more importantly, one of them has to be weak, okay? As in, it has to be, not even one of them actually, it has to be weak acid base pairs. Because strong acid base dissociate completely, ruins the whole thing, okay? So let's look for hydrocyanic acid. That's how you say it. There we go. Yeah, it is hydrocyanic acid. And look at that. It is a very weak acid, if I've ever seen one, okay? But it's not so weak to where the base version, the conjugate base, is a strong base. No. It is a stronger base, but not a strong base. It's still considered a weak base, most likely. Point being here, though, is that we have now confirmed that HCN is a weak acid. So with that, we can say without a doubt that the answer is indeed A. HCN and NaCN will form a buffer solution. That's the only pair of compounds in this list that would actually do such a thing, okay? Let's move on to question 26. But before we do, I'm just getting set up over there. Let's actually see what they said here. So HCl is a strong acid, and HCN is also an acid, so that one wouldn't even work. So B wouldn't work. D are two bases, and exactly. So with that, they're able to actually cancel out B and C, because as you see here, anything that involves HCl is an automatic L. So these two there. Strong acids can't form buffers. So with that, this is correct. And now let's move on to the next question. Question 26.